Before we start, I remind you that you can also read this manga on the official website link in the description of this video. The episode begins with Goku blocking one of Gohan's kicks, as well as defending himself from another that knocks him backwards. Then Gohan's downward kick that sends him through a mountain, causing him to reach a small forest. After this, Goku uses the ground as a support to break his fall, and thus recognize his son's combat ability, declaring that his potential is incredible, as he has always demonstrated. And once Gohan's descends to the ground, Goku mentions that even now he is trained to master that power, exclaiming that his son has changed quite a bit, to which Gohan's comments that all of that is thanks to Piccolo. And Goku warns that he has not been left behind because he has also done a lot of training. And this last one disconcerts Gohan's, who is waiting for what his father can demonstrate. And after this, Goku rises in the air and breathes deeply in moments. He opens his eyes, and at an impressive speed, he positions himself behind Gohan's, connecting a kick in his back that sends him flying to later take impulse and intercept him with a blow that sends him to dive into the lake. And moments later, Gohan swiftly lunges at Goku with a powerful kick in an attempt to take him by surprise. However, Goku easily dodges it by moving aside, and Gohan's attacks ferociously with a flurry of punches, which is dodged by Goku himself, who does nothing more than evade his attacks while they run around the planet. And Vegeta mentions that his rival is controlling the situation to maintain the advantage with his Ultra Instinct, adding that the abysmal difference in combat experience is what most influences this fight. And after this, Goku dodges a left from Gohan's to counterattack with a kick that sends him flying. But his son, with a maneuver, manages to recover and land on the trunk of a tree, and Gohan's shows his amazement at the power of Ultra Instinct, to which Goku explains that when this power is mastered, the body moves on its own, and that is why no attack can reach it. To which Gohan states that it is an impressive technique, as he expected, but adds that Beast Mode is not simply what he has demonstrated so far. And we see how Gohan's releases a powerful scream while he begins to increase his powers, surprising Broly and the others by the immense amount of energy he is displaying, while Vegeta questions if Gohan's will be able to control all that amount of power. And after releasing a powerful roar, Gohan's attacks at an impressive speed against his father, with a furious look on his face. But Goku manages to dodge the attack, and we see that with only the force of that blow, shockwaves are released that reach a mountain, destroying it in combat, and without waiting, Gohan's returns to attack his father. But he manages to cover himself by crossing his arms, but ends up retreating with the force of that impact, which also releases a large wind current, and moments later, Gohan's furious continues to throw punches, which are dodged by Goku, while the planet continues to be destroyed by the fierce battle. Until Gohan's throws a right that is dodged with difficulty by his father proceeding to throw punches faster and faster, until he manages to hit a left to Goku's abdomen, followed by a kick that sends him flying, causing much of the area to be dragged after that last impact, while Vegeta is amazed to see that Gohan's reaction speed has exceeded the Ultra Instinct. And then Goku rises in the air holding his face because of the pain of that impact, and at the same time he questions what the hell just happened, and Gohan's explains that he increased his powers until he almost went crazy with anger and managed to control himself just before that happened. Before this, Goku asks if his power really comes from anger, and Gohan's comments that this is the only way he has to get the maximum power in that way. Currently, Goku understands, and returning to the Ultra Instinct, he mentions that his son surely has a lot of things on his mind. And on the other hand, Beerus asks Whis if Gohan's is using some form of the Super Saiyans, to which the angel answers him in the negative, because it seems to be a different transformation, although it doesn't seem to be a divine form either. So he concludes that Gohan's has a unique transformation. And after this, Lemmo arrives and offers some juice to the deities, who accept with pleasure. And Broly's friend also offers drinks to Carmine, and number 15, who also accept the offer. And moments later, Lemmo wants to juice Broly as well, but notices that Broly is stunned by what he sees, because he declares that he did not know that someone like Gohan's existed. At that moment, Goku briefly looks at Broly and seems to have an idea, and proceeds to dodge a blow from Gohan's, and then push him with a ki wave. And once they both go down to the ground, Gohan's attempts to attack once again. However, Goku stops him, saying that enough is enough, as he has seen what he is capable of, exclaiming that he is truly amazing. And so Goku returns to his base form, mentioning that only someone like Gohan's could master that power so fast. and assures that now the Earth will be in good hands, even if he is not there. After this, Goku asks his son if he still had more power, which is reaffirmed by Gohan's, who also returns to his base form. So Goku tells him that there is someone else he would like to face. And calling Broly's attention, Goku asks him if he wants to fight against Gohan's, to which Broly does not know what to answer at first. But in the end, he accepts. And later we see that Carmine and number 15 plan to leave the place asking Goten's how they can get to the capital of the West. And then the merger tells him that they cannot get there by car, revealing that they are on another planet, surprising number 15 by that revelation. And moments later, Goku walks away from the battlefield being now next to Vegeta, who asks his eternal rival if the battle ended in a draw, to which Goku mentions that he never tried to defeat Gohan's, but simply wanted to see how strong Gohan's was, and mentions that he is very happy and hopes to see more of him. And later we see that Gohan bows before starting the fight, while Broly, without understanding much of the subject, tries to imitate that bow, being the moment when Goku states that he can see a certain resemblance in Gohan's and Broly's, which Vegeta can also notice, adding that the aforementioned gives a similar feeling to the beast mode. So Goku says he hopes Broly finds a way to control his anger. And in that moment, we see that Gohan's in his definitive state evades an attack of his opponent, declaring that this one is an impressive fighter. And for his part, Broly asks him to show him the beast mode that he used, to which Gohan's, dodging another blow, accepts this request, proceeding to take distance, and then jumping to rise into the air, and transforming back into his beast form, he attacks Broly with a punch, which Broly tries to block, but the force of the blow is such that he ends up being sent flying. And then Gohan's intercepts him with a punch in the face, followed by a powerful kick that sends Broly crashing to the ground. Before this, Vegeta asks the aforementioned what he will do now. And as we see Gohan's approaching Broly, we notice how Broly begins to release his power with a great golden glow. And we see Gohan's backing away from Broly's Super Saiyan transformation, as Goku worriedly exclaims that he knew Broly was going to get out of control. And after this, Broly fiercely attacks Gohan's, who blocks all the attacks, to show us how Broly can now control the power of the Goku, who notices how Broly's eyes are now more normal and no longer white as before. And then Vegeta proudly mentions that he has finally managed to be a Super Saiyan without losing control. And Gohan exclaims that Broly has an incredible power, adding that his Super Saiyan is different from any other Super Saiyans. On the other hand, Whis mentions that apparently Broly has managed to progress, thanks to Gohan's. So Beerus mentions that he has only managed to control the transformation of the Super Saiyan, in addition to commenting that the son of Goku has a better control of his powers. And is when we see that Gohan holds Broly's leg and makes him spin several times to throw him, causing him to crash into a large tree of that planet, knocking down on impact. This while Whis suggests putting Gohan's on the list of candidates for next god of destruction, to which Beerus comments that he does not seem to be the type of person who would resort to the power of destruction, so the angel agrees with Beerus. And after fighting for a few more minutes, Vegeta gets desperate and exclaims that his turn to fight has come, demanding Gohan's to fight him now, because he has already fought enough with Broly. Gohan's, puzzled, asks why everyone wants to fight him, while Goten and Trunks, who have already separated, mention that they will fight Broly, who does not oppose this idea. And so these three join the battle, and Goku declares that if everyone is going to fight, then he will do it too, heading to the battle zone, and consequently, we see that Vegeta, in his blue evolution form, has an exchange of blows with Gohan's, while Broly does the same with Goten and Trunks. And we also observe that Goku arrives to interrupt the fight of his son and his Vegeta, with a tremendous scream bothering Vegeta. While Gohan's looks a little stressed by such chaos, and with annoyance, he mentions that he can't stand it anymore while Lemo enjoys the show. Although Chi-Lai, with anxiety, comments that he will never understand the Saiyans, and after a while of an intense pitched battle, we see how the planet was devastated. And because of this, all the Saiyans are left on the ground almost without energy, where Goku exclaims in an agitated tone that it was a wild battle, to which Gohan agrees, mentioning that it has been a long time since he got that far. And later Goku suggests to leave at once. However, Lemo approaches him and comments that he has made enough food for everyone, so he asks them to eat something before leaving. And so everyone sits down to eat, while Trunks exclaims that this food is much better than the one prepared by his chefs, to which Broly affirms that Lemo makes the best food in the universe. Goku observes Carmine and number 15 and asks them who they are. Gohan answers for them with an annoyed character and reveals to his father that they belong to the Red Ribbon. And upon hearing that name, Vegeta questions what that is. So Gohan declares that they are people whom he suspects are planning to do something bad. And they try to defend themselves by mentioning that they actually wanted to apologize for what happened the other day, referring to what happened in the superhero saga. And Trunks, knowing that this is not true, asks them if they are sure of what they are saying, while we see that Whis is repairing Beerus's planet, and later the Earth Warriors together with Carmine and number 15 are preparing to return to their planet. And Goku mentions to Vegeta that maybe they should also return home for a while, to which Vegeta agrees, commenting that he should return as soon as possible or else Bulma will forget about him. After this, Goku cheerfully says goodbye to Beerus, and Whis saying that he will be back soon, but Beerus tells them to never come back. But the angel says goodbye cheerfully anyway. And at that moment, Goku sets out to look for someone on Earth who possesses great ki just like Gohan's. And after a few seconds, he finds Piccolo's energy teleporting to his location, greeting him after not seeing him for a long time. Piccolo asks him what is going on, and seeing Carmine and number 15, he angrily asks them if they have not learned their lesson. And these two fearfully tell them that they do not plan to do anything wrong, and then asks Goten if they are finally on Earth. To which Goten replies that they are Carmine orders number 15 to start driving at once, and the villains flee the place, while Piccolo questions, what is the problem with these guys? Later, Goku, observing Piccolo, notices that indeed, his power is quite different from what he witnessed last time. So he asks him to have a fight to test his abilities. However, Piccolo refuses this, stating that it is time to go pick up Pan from school. And upon hearing that name, Goku asks who Pan is, which surprises everyone. And Vegeta with annoyance exclaims that this is the worst thing Goku has ever shown, questioning how he can forget his own granddaughter. To this, Goku, somewhat embarrassed, finally remembers Pan. And for his part, Piccolo, equally annoyed, exclaims that as punishment, he will have to accompany them to go get the girl, which is accepted without a problem by Goku. And on the other hand, Carmine declares that the Red Ribbon has definitely come to an end, giving as an excuse that they could not gain a single Zenny by conquering the world. So he says that instead of doing useless things, they will concentrate their operations again on the development of medicines. It is then that we change scene, and we see how Goku, Gohan, and Piccolo went to pick up Pan herself, who runs to embrace with joy her father, who responds in the same way. At that moment, the girl notices the presence of Goku, so she asks who he is. To which Gohan explains that he is her grandfather, telling her that he is someone very strong. And we see how Goku greets his granddaughter, who, not believing her father's words, prepares to attack her grandfather quickly. But this blow is easily blocked by Goku to later give him a big smile to see that she is also a fighter. So Pan also smiles to see that what her father said was true. And on the way to his home, Goku and Pan are proposed to compete in a race to see who arrives first, flying at high speed, while Gohan continues asking them to wait. And also Piccolo flies away, but not before saying goodbye to Pan's teacher. And this is the end of chapter 103 of Dragon Ball Super. So far, with the complete summary of the manga 103 of Dragon Ball Super. If you liked the video, consider subscribing and leaving your like. Thanks for watching, and see you soon.